Hello, buddy. Welcome back to 10 Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey 10 Man Taylor. Today, I'm continuing off with part 2 of my physical media movie collection. So, I'm going to start off with this shelf, which is all sci-fi action-related movies. And the first one I pulled off right here is The Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, Terminator 4, Salvation. And I still believe they should have made sequels off of this film instead of going down to these two routes right here that are reboots, which is Terminator Genesis and Terminator Dark Fate. Then we got the Jurassic Park World movies right here. Jurassic Park 1, The Lost World, Jurassic Park Part 2, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World Dominion, and the latest one, Jurassic World Rebirth. And now I'm going to focus on the movies and shows that are on the front part of the shelf. Transformers 1, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers Dark of the Moon, Transformers Age of Extinction, Transformers The Last Night, and I wish they made another film off of this one because they just went straight to rebooting the franchise with Bumblebee and Transformers Rise of the Beast. And I heard there's another one in the works, but I haven't heard anything else about it yet. So now we're getting into the Star Wars movies. Phantom Menace, number 2, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars 4, New Hope, Star Wars 5, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Next we got Indiana Jones here. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. All right, now we got the Crow movies. I'm missing one of them. I don't have the fourth movie, but I got the one with the late, great Brandon Lee in it. Crow 2, City of Angels. Crow 3, Salvation. And the one that people don't really care about is the remake with Bill Skarsgård. But it was all right. All right, got a magician-style movie right here called The Illusionist with Edward Norton. Ghost with Patrick Swayze. Charlie's Angels with Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore. And its sequel, Full Throttle. And the reboot of Charlie's Angels. Robin Williams' Bicentennial Man. And a 3-movie set of RoboCop films. And the 2014 remake, and finally Will Smith's I, Robot. And I heard at one time they were going to do a sequel to this, but I haven't heard anything else about it. The complete series of Knight Rider on box set, and my 25th anniversary of the Back to the Future trilogy, the $6 Million Man, and Bionic Woman box sets. And I got some random Johnny Depp related movies right here. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, Sleepy Hollow, Dark Shadows, Edward Scissorhands, and Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. And going with Tim Burton, I got Michael Keaton's 2 films that he did with him, Beetlejuice 1 and Beetlejuice 2. I haven't seen the second one yet. The first one I have. That's a classic. And finally, in this pile, I have Mel Gibson's Braveheart. I got a complete series of the Munsters, and this includes the 2 movies and even the unaired pilot, Munster Scary Little Christmas, and Rob Zombie's Munsters. Then we got Mel Gibson's The Patriot, and this is really a movie that will pull at your heartstrings, folks, towards the beginning and towards the end. Then we got Tom Cruise's Last Samurai, and a Bigfoot movie from the 80s called Harry and the Hendersons. Alrighty. Now we're down to the movies that were behind those movies on the shelf. And we got Kevin Costner's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Russell Crowe's Robin Hood. And I don't have the third movie in this trilogy, but I got Triple X and Triple X State of the Union, along with Heath Ledger's A Knight's Tale. All right, now we're getting into some Sylvester Stallone movies. Judge Dredd and its remake, Dredd. I don't know how that got in this selection, but it's Johnny Depp's Public Enemies. Then I got the Ultimate Edition box set of all 3 Rambo movies. And then I got the Rambo 4 and Rambo 5 Last Blood on standard DVD. And I can't wait to see John Rambo coming out, which is going to be a prequel to all of these. And last of Sylvester Stallone movies I have is the Expendables 1, Expendables 2, and 4, which I can honestly tell you the story was just god-awful. And Stallone only appeared in like the beginning and towards the end of the film. And finally on this shelf I got all my James Bond related films, and I'm missing quite a few of them from Sean Connery's and Roger Moore's time period. Dr. No, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, A View to a Kill, The Living Daylights, and License to Kill, Goldeneye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day. And finally is Daniel Craig's run of James Bond, which starts off with Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, and No Time to Die. Now, I'm going to show you all the movies that I have in my holiday/Christmas collection and also my clown movie collection. So don't go anywhere. All right, folks. Next up is the Christmas and other holiday-related movies I got in my TV stand. Now, I'm not going to sit down there on the floor and pull each one of them out like I've been doing with the shelves, so I'm going to ask my mom to pull them out for me, and I'll show it to them all on camera. All right, first stack of Christmas movies. We got Leah Thompson's The Christmas Claus. I haven't even watched it yet, so I don't know what it's about. Then we got Penelope Cruz and Paul Walker's Noel. Radio City Christmas Spectacular starring the Rockettes. A Max Lucado story, Christmas Child. The Fitzgerald Family Christmas. Now, some of these films are like independent. They're not like Hallmark or Great American Family. And then we got Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus starring Richard Thomas. And the animated version, So Love Hewitt and Neil Patrick Harris providing the voices in it. And finally, a movie called Blizzard with Whoopi Goldberg playing the voice of Blizzard the reindeer. We got Christmas Story. Not a Christmas Story. This is a film that was shot in Finland. And I highly recommend watching this at Christmas time because it's truly heartwarming and touching. And it shows how a young boy gave away wooden toys that he carved, and he became Santa Claus, basically. Max Lucado's The Christmas Candle. Then I got the 30th anniversary edition of Bill Murray's Scrooged. Then I got 3 Thomas Kincaid related movies. Christmas Cottage, Christmas Miracle. I already seen those 2, but I haven't seen this one, Christmas Lodge. And then finally I got both National Lampoon's Christmas Vacations 1 and 2. All right, this pile is more focused on Santa Claus related movies. We got Miracle on 34th Street from 1947. And then I got the version that came after that one, which is the one that came out in 55. I got the remake with Richard Attenborough from 1994. Got the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I love this franchise, by the way. Santa Claus 2 and 3. I wasn't so keen about this one because Jack Frost being a villain just really made me mad. Having him trick Scott to go back in time and then he puts on the coat. That's really messed up. And then finally, out of this pile, I got Dudley Moore and David Huddleston's Santa Claus the Movie. And I recommend this one too because it's another great take on Santa Claus's origin. Then Angela Lansbury's Mrs. Santa Claus. And finally, The Night Before Christmas, narrated by Kevin Kline, and it's based off the artwork by Mary Engelbreit. Christmas Comes to Willow Creek, starring John Snyder and Tom Walpat. I'll Be Home for Christmas. Then we got Randy Travis, A Holiday to Remember. And I haven't watched this one yet, but it's got James Garner and Julia Andrews, One Special Night. And finally, one I remember watching called The Angel Doll. All right, now we're getting into the Hallmark related movies. Christmas and Evergreen, and its sequel, Christmas and Evergreen, Letters to Santa. I don't have the other two because they made 4 movies, and I heard they were going to make a 5th one, but I haven't heard anything else about that one yet. Jill Wagner's Maggie's Christmas Wish, Bramble House Christmas. And I remember watching this one in my food class back in high school, Silver Bells. Then we got another Santa Hallmark classic, well, Mr. St. Nick. The Night Before Christmas, Christmas at Graceland, It's Christmas Eve, Christmas at Dollywood, and I love this one. A Very Merry Mix-Up, and Jill Wagner's Christmas Cookies. Now, I got a Hallmark movie right here, but it's not Christmas related. It's got Dean Cain called Winter's Dream. I haven't even watched it yet. So, when January rolls around, I'm definitely watching it. Bells of St. Mary's, starring Bing Crosby. It's a Wonderful Life. You got to watch this one at Christmas time. Christmas in Connecticut. Now, I need to find the one with Chris Christopherson in it to go with this one. A Christmas Wish, starring Jimmy Devante. Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire's Holiday Inn. And another Christmas classic, White Christmas. I mean, you gotta love Bing Crosby's rendition of that song. It's just heartwarming and touching. Oh, I forgot these Hallmark movies right there. We got Christmas with Holly. And I remember watching this one on TV years ago as well. And this movie is called November Christmas. North Pole and its sequel, North Pole Open for Christmas. Hallmark's rendition of A Christmas Carol with Kelsey Grammer. The Most Wonderful Time of Year, starring Henry Winkler. I heard this was a good one too, so I can't wait to watch it. And Christmas at Primrose Manor, A God Wink Christmas. Call Me Mrs. Miracle. Trading Christmas. And this one right here is Dad's favorite, called The 9 Lives of Christmas. And last but not least of this pile is A Christmas Detour, starring Candace Cameron Bure. All right, in this pile right here, I got mostly ABC Family and other independent filming companies' movies. So let's start off with the ABC Family ones first. Christmas in Boston, Christmas Cupid, Santa Baby 1 and 2, Christmas Maybe, starring Jenny McCarthy. And then Snow Globe and A Snow Globe Christmas, which is a sequel to that one. And 2 movies that starred Ashley Williams before she went over to the Hallmark channel, Snow and Snow 2 Brain Freeze. And then out of this pile with the independent movies, we got Henry Winkler's An American Christmas Carol, The Santa Incident, where he gets shot out of the sky by accident, Mary-in-Law, starring George Wendt as Santa, and a movie with Holly Hunter, Robert Downey Jr., and Anne Bancroft, Home Full of Holidays. For the more comedic side of Christmas, we got Inspector Gadget, Saves Christmas, and Larry the Cable Guy's Christmas Special. I already watched this several times, and it's hilarious. And then we got A Boyfriend for Christmas that has Charles Durning playing Santa Claus in it for one of the final times in his career. And Shelley Long and Barry Boswick's A Different Kind of Christmas, where Shelley Long is playing the daughter of a guy that portrays Santa. Now we got the Rankin Bass movies. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And I got this double disc box set of Frosty Snowman that has Frosty Snowman, Frosty Returns, and The Legend of Frosty Snowman. All them films are great. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and the 50th anniversary of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Island of Misfit Toys. The Year Without a Santa Claus and its sequel, A Miser Brothers Christmas. Jack Frost, The Little Drummer Boy. And Frosty's Winter Wonderland. Well, these are the ones with Ebenezer Scrooge involved. So we got the very first one that was ever made, called Scrooge. Then the second one, A Christmas Carol, starring Reginald Owen. A Christmas Carol, a.k.a. Scrooge, starring Alistair Sim. And everybody can't agree that this one was the all-time favorite out of all the other ones. Albert Finney and Scrooge. Mickey's Christmas Carol. George C. Scott's Christmas Carol. The Flintstones Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol with Tim Curry playing Ebenezer Scrooge. The Muppets Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol with Patrick Stewart. Christmas Carol the movie, starring Nicolas Cage as the ghost of Jacob Marley. And A Christmas Carol that is animated with these animals. And last but not least, Jim Carrey's Christmas Carol. And I saw that Johnny Depp is going to be portraying Ebenezer Scrooge in a new version of Christmas Carol in theaters, so I can't wait to watch that one when it comes out. All right, next we got The Christmas Shoes, starring Rob Lowe. The Christmas Blessing, and the third and final movie out of this trilogy, The Christmas Hope. Now, this was not really a movie, but it's from the Santa Claus in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's Santa reading The Night Before Christmas. And then we got Abbott and Costello's Christmas Special and Jesus of Nazareth. Okay, out of this random pile, we got Kenny and Dolly, A Christmas to Remember. Dolly Parton's Smoky Mountain Christmas. I really love this film. You need to watch it if you find a copy. And I haven't watched this one yet, but it's All I Want for Christmas, starring Leslie Nielsen as Santa. Then I got Disney's Santa Buddies, The Legend of Santa Paws, The Search for Santa Paws, and Santa Paws 2, The Santa Pups. Then I got all three versions of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The original Boris Karloff, Jim Carrey's version, and I heard they're making a sequel of it right now, so I can't wait to watch that one. And finally, the one that Benedict Cumberbatch voiced, The Grinch. And the last three movies of this pile are Easter related. The first one I got right here is Here Comes Peter Cottontail. And it also has a bonus movie called Peter Cottontail the Movie, which is supposed to be a sequel to it. The Easter Bunny is Coming to Town, narrated by Fred Astaire. And finally, this animated Easter movie called The Great Easter Egg Hunt. I know, we'll just keep going and going, aren't we? Jack Frost starring Michael Keaton. Home Alone 1, 2, Lost in New York. Home Alone 3, Taking Back the House. And I don't have 4, but I do have 5, which is called The Holiday Heist. And I don't have the 6th one that aired on Disney Plus called Home Sweet Home Alone. That one really was good, in my opinion. Then we got Prancer and Prancer Returns. The Santa Trap. Jingle All the Way, and the not-so-well-received sequel, Jingle All the Way 2 with Larry the Cable Guy. Christmas with the Cranks. And then Elf, Will Ferrell. Well, one of the Babes in Toyland movies, because I think they made one with Laurel and Hardy, and they made one as a remake with Drew Barrymore as a kid. So I need to find those two as well. The Polar Express, Fred Claus, Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2, and finally Santa and Pete. Now I got my Nutcracker movie collection pile here. The Nutcracker, which came out in '84. And then the other one after that one called Nutcracker and the Mouse King. And this is my favorite out of the bunch, is Nutcracker Prince. I remember watching this one in school. Then we got the San Francisco Ballet version of the Nutcracker. And this animated one, which I have not seen yet, but it's the nuttiest Nutcracker. Nutcracker, the Untold Story. Then we got The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, and I'm looking for the Rankin Bass version of this to go with it. A Christmas animated classic, Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer, The Tangerine Bear, starring Jonathan Taylor Thomas. And that's my mom's favorite, by the way. Then we got 2 movies that go with the Christmas classic series, Jingle Bells and Oh Christmas Tree. But I don't have the third one, which is We Wish You a Merry Christmas. I forgot to put this with the Nutcracker grouping, but it's Disney's Nutcracker in the Four Realms. I liked it, but it just did not have the same storyline like the original story was. Then we got One Magic Christmas, Olivia Newton-John's A Christmas Romance, Young Pioneers Christmas, and 2 Disney Mickey-related movies, Mickey's Once and Twice Upon a Christmas. And my last pile of Christmas movies are going to be action/horror related. So we got Ben Affleck's Reindeer Games, Krampus, and now I watched this movie for the first time by myself, and it really creeped me out. Just seeing that Krampus demon taking all of the boys' family members away. Then I got the first Silent Night, Deadly Night movie, but I saw that the remake just got released, so I can't wait to pick up that one and find the others on DVD. Then I got Black Christmas remake and the Black Christmas from Blumhouse, but I don't have the original yet. Violent Night, this was a good take on a good Santa attacking bad people. The Wonderful Knife. Christmas Bloody Christmas, which basically has a robotic Santa Claus going haywire, which I thought that was a good concept for a movie. And this is not really action or horror, it's just a documentary called Stalking Santa, where I haven't watched it yet, but basically on the back it just says these 2 kids were asking if Santa was real or not, so they try to go on a quest to find him. Then you got this one, which is action adventurous, called Red One, starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. One I have not watched yet, but it's Mel Gibson's Santa Claus movie called Fat Man. And then Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. All the Creatures Were Stirring, which is another horror-related Christmas movie. I heard it was good. I can't wait to watch it. And then these last 2 are like independent, family-friendly Christmas movies. Christmas Caper and Dean Cain's A Nanny for Christmas. All right, folks, now we moved over to the final portion of this video, which is going to be my clown-related movies. And majority of them are Red Skelton movies, so let me just pull them out and show you. So the first box set I got is Red Skelton, American Clown Prince, and another America's Clown Prince box set. I already watched them and they're pretty good. America's Favorite Funny Man Red Skelton box set. And I bought this one over at Big Lots about a year or so ago. And it's a Red Skelton Christmas holiday collection. Christmas Jollies. And I got Red Skelton Show Collector's Edition, 2 DVD set, double link disc, and it's got 7 hours of entertainment on it. The Farewell Specials, and the Ultimate Red Skelton Unreleased Collector's Edition. So far, my favorite circus movie of all time, The Greatest Show on Earth, from Cecil B. DeMille's. And it's got James Stewart playing a doctor as a clown on the run, and it's got some famous circus clown and other entertainers in there as well. And then finally, we got 3 horror-related clown movies. Stephen King's It, the miniseries. And then I got the 2-film set of Bill Skarsgård's It, Chapter 1 and 2. And finally, the newer famed clown movie based off a book, Clown in the Cornfield. I highly recommend this one because this is well entertaining. All right, so that's it, everybody. Hope you guys enjoy my entire physical media collection. There was a lot to go through. And if you guys like these 2 videos, let me know down in the comments if you want to see my mom and dad's physical media collection. They don't have as many as I do, but they got some good classic movies in there. And let me know down in the comments as well if you guys think I got enough movies to open up a Blockbuster rental store. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor. I say that's a wrap. And have a nice day, buddy. Goodbye.